Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of PPI's Wellness Wednesday. If you missed our Wellness Wednesdays, feel free to check us out on NJ Preterm on your favorite social media platform. So we are so excited to talk to Aeberli today. She's going to tell us about tobacco and the link between prematurity. But before we get there, we just want to introduce ourselves. So first, my name is Christine Ivery, and I'm a health educator from the Prematurity Prevention Initiative, and I am here with my colleague, Kaci.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Christine. My name is Kaci Mial. I am also part of the Prematurity Prevention Initiative. And before we dive in, just in case this is your first Wellness Wednesday with us, just want to tell you about what Prematurity Prevention Initiative, or PPI as we call it, is. So we are a collaborative cross-sectional effort aimed at focusing on community engagement. We use data and evidence-based programs to really talk about reducing the rates of preterm birth, addressing the racial disparities, and also, just spreading awareness really in New Jersey. So really exciting. We have lots of great programs and free education resources for you. Check out our website, njpreterm.org. And as Christine said, also check out our other Wellness Wednesdays on our platform. So Aeberli, I'm going to pass it over to you, our special guest. Please tell us who you are.
First, I'd like to say how excited I am to be here with both of you. I think that the work that you're doing is so important, and I'm really happy to talk about the contribution tobacco has to premature birth, because they are linked. Again, my name is Aeberli Begasse. I am a certified health education specialist as well as a tobacco treatment specialist. And my role here is as a tobacco programs coordinator. And I collaborate with Mom's Quick Connection for Families, but I primarily work with Tobacco Free for a Healthy New Jersey.
Well, thank you, Aeberli. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your perspective and all the richness that you're going to add to this conversation. And before we get started, we just wanted to give a background of some of the information of that link of our conversation of how prematurity goes hand in hand with tobacco, unfortunately, and just to give some further information before we actually dive into our questions. So according to the March of Dimes, it says that when mothers smoke, that the baby is more likely to be premature, and we know that that is a baby that's born before 37 weeks. Babies are also more often or more likely to be born low birth weight, to die before birth, which could be a miscarriage or from stillbirth, and also to die from SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome. We know that those are a couple of statistics that we hear all the time in our circle. And we know that tobacco and smoking is one of the leading causes of preterm birth and low birth weights. So with all that being said, and just knowing all that facts to begin with before laying the ground down for our conversation today, we want to know, Aeberli, if you can share some facts about tobacco and how can it be harmful to families?
Sure. Tobacco, at least nowadays, I like to say is this sort of umbrella term, meaning that when we use the word tobacco, we're really talking about all of the products that we see on the market. So that could be smokeless tobacco, cigarettes, hookahs, vapes, anything that you can think of that includes taking some kind of tobacco product is what we refer to when we say tobacco. However, it's important to know that nicotine is actually the substance that is addictive, and it's naturally found in the tobacco plant. What is harmful for families is that the combustible tobacco, like cigarettes, includes 7,000 different chemicals, many of which cause cancer. And those chemicals don't go away after the smoke is inhaled. In fact, the 7,000 chemicals are also found in the secondhand smoke, and that is the smoke that is breathed out by the person who's using the tobacco product. And the nicotine is what brings the smoker back for more. And so I guess a logical next question would be, well, are vapes safer? And while the reality is vapes are not a quitting tool, and so if a pregnant person, for example, is looking to reduce their risk of premature birth from tobacco products, then they really should talk to their provider about the available nicotine replacement therapies that are proven to work and are proven to not have any adverse effects on their baby.
Yeah, wow. You just shared a lot with us, Aeberli. I mean, yeah, I think it's really important to remember that it's not only cigarettes, but you name those other tobacco products. And, you know, I think some people don't always connect that. I know, at least for me, you named a few new ones that I'm like, yeah, that is definitely part of this conversation. And to be aware of that is really important. So one thing you said that stood out to me was about secondhand and thirdhand smoke. And I know that really impacts families and babies and the pregnant person possibly. So can you tell us a little bit more about what people should know about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So secondhand smoke, that's the smoke that comes from the burning end of a cigarette, or the smoke that is, or the smoke that is breathed out after inhalation. There's also secondhand smoke from vape products, so you could actually call that secondhand vapor. And that's the vapor that comes out of the mouth after inhalation. What I'd like to say is that a lot of people are aware of secondhand smoke. They've heard the term somewhere, they have some kind of idea of what it is. It's important to know that it does contribute to things like childhood asthma, ear infections, increased risk of illness, and in many cases, unfortunately, death. So about 41,000 people die every year from secondhand smoke alone. Nearly 7,500 cases of lung cancer are actually attributed to secondhand smoke, and about 34,000 people that are exposed to secondhand smoke will also develop heart disease. And so I'm saying all these figures just to kind of point a picture that even if you aren't a smoker yourself, living with someone or being exposed to secondhand smoke does put you at a greater risk for all these different things that I had mentioned. So secondhand smoke does profoundly have a negative impact on our families. However, thirdhand smoke, I would say, is the lesser known evil. This is the residue that smoke leaves behind. And so this is that smell that you may have in your hair or your clothing, carpets, walls, even the fabrics in our car. I mean, anything you can name, this stuff will stick to. And this is important to know, because if we have infants in our home and they're crawling around on the floors and they're starting to climb and they're getting on our walls, it does put them at an increased risk of these harmful chemicals. And there is absolutely no safe amount of exposure to second or third-hand smoke. So what I would say to families is that if yourself or a family member is smoking, please ask them to take the tobacco products outside or out of the car, ensuring that the environment is safe for their loved ones.
Thank you, Aeberli. And it kind of probably gels right into our next question too. We want to know, what can parents do to help protect themselves and their children from tobacco smoke? And I think you just gave us a big hint on one of them, but can you tell us a little bit more about how families can protect themselves and their children?
Absolutely. I would say that the number one thing that parents can do to protect themselves and, of course, their children from tobacco smoke is to take the jump and just try to quit using them. And I get it, it is extremely hard. And in fact, it's common to fail your first, second, or third time. Most people don't have a successful quit attempt until about 7 times in their entire lifetime. So just because you failed to quit doesn't mean you're destined to forever be a smoker. There's always time to quit, and any time is the right time to quit. And I also want to mention that children that have parents who are smokers are more likely to become smokers themselves. And so if you have an opportunity to quit smoking, that also means you have an opportunity to significantly improve your child's quality of life as they get older. And then I would say to reach out to the free New Jersey programs that are available. You can talk to a provider about nicotine replacement therapies. Most private insurance companies do cover all of the 7 FDA products. And those who have Medicaid, Medicaid covers all 7 FDA-approved medications, including the ones that are over the counter. All that is needed is a prescription from a doctor. And then lastly, just because I think it's important, if you yourself aren't a smoker or a vapor, well, obviously don't start smoking or vaping. But I also would say you want to set the precedent that in your home and in your car, they are smoke-free areas. And so you can sign the tobacco-free ride pledge and pledge to keep your car and home smoke-free for your children and for yourself.
That's awesome, Aeberli. Thanks so much for sharing those resources. And, you know, that also leads right into the next question Christine and I have for you, which is, I know in, you know, your program intro, you told us a little bit about Moms Quit Connection and what that is and what you offer. But for those who might be new to that program, can you expand a bit about what resources Moms Quit Connection or New Jersey Quit Line has for parents along this journey?
Absolutely. I'd say that those living in New Jersey are really fortunate to have a plethora of different New Jersey programs to help them quit smoking that are absolutely free. The first one that I think is applicable to your population is Moms Quit Connection for Families. It's a counseling program that's unlimited. So from the moment someone gets pregnant to the day that child turns 8, they can utilize the Moms Quit Connection for Families program. And this is a program that has a tobacco treatment specialist that helps guide someone through the quitting process. And by no means are they what we like to say the quit police or the smoking police. We're not there to yell at you for smoking a cigarette. What we're there to is help guide you through the process of quitting, validate your feelings, and give you the tools and resources that can help you quit using your tobacco products. This program is offered in Spanish for those that may need that language service. And then there's the New Jersey Quit Line, which is also free. This is for anyone that's 18 years or older and living in New Jersey. Both of these services, neither of them ask for insurance or citizenship status. I want to make sure that is said. And the New Jersey Quit Line does offer free nicotine replacement therapy. They offer free patches for those that qualify. And this is a telephone counseling service similar to Moms Quit Connection for Families, but it's different in the way that you need to be ready to quit. They'll give you 2 calls from a counselor or a quit coach and additional services throughout the program that help you quit. But this is sort of more of a self-guided with the addition of some quit coach calls in there for those that need it.
Wow, it's great to know that all these resources are available in the state of New Jersey for moms, for families, everyone at large. We wanted to know, once again, another question that just connects everything together. And really our last question for the day is, if people are trying to find you, or if they're just trying to find the programs that you shared, Moms Quit for Families, if they want to find NJ Quit Line, where do they go and how do they reach you?
Sure. I would say the best way to reach me is either by email or at my telephone number. My email is abegasse@snjpc.org, and that is abegasse@snjpc.org, or they can give me a call or send me a text message at 609-413-5771. I do encourage everyone to check out the New Jersey Quit Line website at njquitline.org, even if you're not a smoker, because you may know someone that is. And under the free programs tab, there is more information about the programs that I talked about today. Additionally, on the New Jersey Quit Line website, we have stuff like self-help material, a cost calculator that will tell you how much smoking has cost you in your lifetime. This stuff is also offered in Spanish. It's a really great resource to provide maybe a friend or a family member that is smoking, or a great resource for yourself if you are a smoker and you're finding yourself ready to quit. If they just wanted to skip the website and just give the New Jersey Quit line a call, they can do so by dialing 1-866-657-8677. And for those that are interested in chatting with a tobacco treatment specialist from Mom's Quick Connection for Families, they can call 1-888-545-5191. And I know that's a lot, but you can find all that information on the New Jersey Quit Line website. And you can connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Moms Quit and Quit Line New Jersey. And just one more thing, I want to thank the two of you so much for having me and giving me a platform today to encourage all of our New Jersey families to seek out a smoke and vape-free life for themselves and for their families.
Oh, thank you so much, Aeberli. That is a lot of great, super great information and those resources. Please, if you're tuned into our Wellness Wednesday, check them out just so you can benefit. Like Aeberli said, even if you're not a smoker yourself, we all may, know somebody that might be helpful for. I just wanted to say too, years ago, I worked with some moms that took advantage of Mom's Quick Connection. So that program was always on my mind as something like near and dear to the heart, because I saw how, this isn't like, I'm not part of the program, so it's not a paid plug, but I just wanted to support what you were saying. And it has definitely helped families in New Jersey for sure. So I love it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Aeberli, so much for sharing your time and just sharing those resources today. If you did miss any of the resources that Aeberli just dropped on us, feel free to look in the caption below. We will include some of those resources right below so you can reach out to Aeberli or at large to Mom's Quick Connection or NJ Quit.
For those of you who are tuned in, please don't go away yet. If you've seen this before, Christine and I like to give our plugs for events with PPI. So our message for you today, just wanted to let you know, again, please visit our website as well, njpreterm.org. Follow us on our social media pages. And we still have something great available, which is 17P funding. And if you don't know, 17P are weekly injections that somebody who has had a previous preterm birth and who is currently pregnant with just one baby can utilize to lower their risk for preterm birth. So as we talked about, smoking being one of those risk factors that can increase your risk, 17P is something that can decrease the risk, which we always love and want to promote. There's also home visiting available with that. So one of the barriers is that 17P is weekly, right? It can be difficult sometimes to physically get in person to a provider appointment for that. So if that is something holding you back and you want this resource, we can have somebody come to you to administer 17P. So reach out to us if you want more information about
the top this off, I would say, is our GOMO tube. So for a mom that has 17P and she's getting these weekly injections, just will receive weekly motivation text messages. So it might share about 17P, but also will share about how to eat healthy, how to be able to move and to exercise, and just all these different reminders that a mom should know or a birthing person should know as she goes through that pregnancy process.
For that texting tool, you can text baby NJ at 252046. And as Christine said, that'll be in the caption. So no need to remember that.
All right. So once again, we are so thankful to have Aeberli on today to tell us about the relation. And until then, we say thank you and have a great day.